challenge Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Psych. That boy's got too much skills for me, buddy.
Word is spreading fast. Kelly Rowland just did something that fans have been waiting on for years. For a long time, people whispered about problems in her personal life, rumors she kept quiet about, and pressure from the music world that made it hard for her to speak freely. But it looks like she's finally breaking that silence. One of the biggest rumors gaining attention. Some people think Jay-Z, not her husband, might actually be the father of her son. It's not a brand new theory, but it's making the rounds again now. Kelly was born on February 11th, 1981 in Atlanta, Georgia. When she was still very young, her mother, Doris, left her father, Christopher, due to serious personal issues. After they separated, Doris and Kelly moved to Houston, Texas. That move changed everything for Kelly. In Houston, she became extremely close with Beyoncé. They bonded like sisters, and Kelly even ended up living with Beyoncé's family. Tina Knowles, Beyoncé's mom, became a second mother to Kelly, and that support shaped her life in major ways. Kelly loved music from early on. In the early 90s, she joined a group called Girls' Tyme, but the journey wasn't smooth. The group lost on the show Star Search and got dropped by their first record label. Things weren't looking good until Beyoncé's dad, Matthew Knowles, took over as their manager. That move turned their luck around. He helped them land a deal with Columbia Records, and their career finally started moving. In 1997, they dropped their first single and started gaining fans. Then came No, 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 and just like that, Destiny's Child was everywhere. Their second album, The Writing's on the Wall, blew up with hits like Bills, Bills, Bills and Say My Name. That song even earned them 2 Grammy Awards and helped make them worldwide stars. But success didn't come without issues. Some original members left, others joined, and behind the scenes there was a lot of tension. Despite that, the group kept delivering hit after hit. Eventually, Destiny's Child broke up, but Kelly didn't step out of the spotlight. She launched her solo career and teamed up with some of the biggest names in the industry. Her biggest hit came with Dilemma, a duet with Nelly that topped charts across the world. She continued releasing music, tried acting, and even became a judge on popular talent shows. But despite her fame, she faced personal pain. One of the hardest parts of her life was not seeing her father for 30 years. That absence left her feeling abandoned and heartbroken. Her perspective started to change after she became a mom. When her own mother passed away in 2014, it hit her hard. That loss pushed her to reconnect with her father. Jay-Z played a big role in that decision. He encouraged her to reach out and try to make peace. When Kelly and her father finally met again, they had a long and emotional talk. It was a huge step toward healing the pain from the past. Now, new rumors are flying again. People are saying Jay-Z might actually be the biological father of Kelly's son, Titan. Things got stirred up after the LA premiere of The Harder They Fall. Jay-Z saw Kelly there, and his reaction caught everyone's attention. At first, he acted like he didn't notice her. Then, out of nowhere, he lit up and looked really excited. That moment set off a wave of online speculation. Some fans have always believed that Kelly and Jay-Z were closer than they let on, and this just gave them more to talk about. This rumor has been floating around for quite a while. Some fans say Titan looks a lot like Jay-Z and have pointed out resemblances in the eyes, nose, and smile. Some even go as far as saying Titan looks more like Jay-Z than Jay-Z's own children. Social media went into overdrive with all kinds of theories. Some users even started calling Kelly Becky #2, a reference to Beyoncé's Lemonade era when cheating rumors first popped up. While many are sure there's something going on, not everyone agrees. Some fans pushed back, saying kids sometimes look like close family friends and that it doesn't mean anything. Still, even those doubting the theory admitted that Titan shares a few features with both Jay-Z and Blue Ivy, which kept the buzz going. But here's where things get more clear. When Titan's photos are compared to his actual dad's, the resemblance is strong. Especially when you look at pictures of his father from when he was younger. It's almost like looking at the same face. That should have been enough to stop the rumors, but it didn't. People just started digging deeper, coming up with more ways to question it. For years, Kelly was often seen as Beyoncé's shadow. Now the conversation has shifted, and some are making even wilder claims that her son might actually be Beyoncé's husband's child. And this isn't the first time Jay-Z has been linked to paternity questions. A man named Ramir Satterthwaite has claimed for years that he's Jay-Z's son. Ramir says his mother had a relationship with Jay-Z when she was just 16. He and his family have been trying to get answers, but Jay-Z has never agreed to take a DNA test. Instead of facing the situation directly, Jay-Z's lawyers tried to shut it down legally. They argued that the New Jersey courts didn't have the right to force him to take the test. That decision started a long legal fight that dragged on for more than 10 years. Ramir and his godmother, Dr. Lily Coley, didn't back down. They felt something wasn't right and believed Jay-Z was trying to avoid the truth. At first, they didn't have much proof to move forward, but they kept trying. Recently, they decided to sue, not Jay-Z himself, but the judges in New Jersey. They claimed those judges helped Jay-Z dodge the paternity test and didn't treat the case fairly. They believe that Jay-Z's fame gave him an advantage in court and blocked Ramir from getting a real chance to find out the truth. Even though the second case involving Ramir had nothing to do with Kelly Rowland, people online couldn't help but link the two. Two separate paternity scandals, both tied to Jay-Z, both involving legal pushback, started raising new questions. It made people wonder if there was more going on behind the scenes, if maybe Jay-Z's reputation had been more carefully protected than anyone thought. Ramir and his godmother Lily said they've already spent over $100,000 chasing answers. Still, they haven't gotten the closure they've been looking for. On top of that, they claim Jay-Z's legal team crossed the line. According to them, lawyers placed illegal liens on their property, essentially trying to force them to pay money they didn't even owe. Lily called it shady and unnecessary. From their side, this was never about fame or money. They just wanted the truth. Lily didn't hold back when she spoke up. She pointed out two serious issues. One, that Jay-Z had a relationship with someone who was only 16 years old at the time, and two, that this relationship led to a pregnancy. Lily believes that if a DNA test ever proved Jay-Z is Ramir's father, it wouldn't just be embarrassing, it could lead to legal consequences. She also said the situation could have been handled quietly and respectfully, but instead, Jay-Z chose to ignore it, leaving everyone stuck in the same place for years. Ramir's mom, Wanda, never changed her story. She always said she had a physical relationship with Jay-Z back in 1992, when he was still known as Rock. According to Wanda, they met in Philadelphia, and he later brought her to Brooklyn. Not long after, she found out she was pregnant. She didn't talk about it publicly for a long time, but when Ramir got older and started asking questions, things took a serious turn. At first, Ramir's birth certificate listed Robert Graves, a man Wanda had been involved with on and off. But that changed in 2011 when a DNA test proved Robert wasn't Ramir's biological father. That pushed Wanda to speak up even more. She became determined to prove that Jay-Z was the real father. Sadly, she passed away before she ever got that chance. After her death, the internet lit up with wild theories. Some even accused Jay-Z of having something to do with her passing. There's no proof of that, but it added another dark layer to an already complicated story. While all that was happening, Kelly Rowland was going through something just as personal. Instead of speaking out directly, she turned to music to express what she was feeling. She released a track called Dirty Laundry from her Talk a Good Game album. But this wasn't just another song, it was a personal confession. In it, Kelly opened up about being stuck in an abusive and controlling relationship, something she had kept hidden for a long time. She also admitted how that relationship made her feel small, unsure, and isolated, even from her closest friends, including Beyoncé. The song was full of raw emotion. Kelly didn't try to hide how much it hurt. She shared the emotional damage she went through and how hard it was to finally talk about it. In interviews, she said that recording Dirty Laundry wasn't easy. Every time she tried, the memories came flooding back and she broke down crying. She had to pause, gather herself, and try again, over and over, just to get the lyrics out. When the label first played the song during a listening session, Kelly couldn't stay in the room. Hearing it out loud was too painful. She had to step out because it brought back everything she had tried to push down. She said she needed time to process before she could sing the song the way it needed to be sung. When she finally finished it, you could hear every bit of that pain in her voice. None of it was fake. At the start of the track, Kelly made another emotional admission. She had struggled with jealousy. After Destiny's Child took a break, Beyoncé became a global superstar. While Kelly was proud of her, it still hurt to watch someone she loved soar while she felt like she was stuck in one place. She didn't know how to move forward or even where to begin. That feeling of being lost, on top of the emotional abuse she had gone through, made her feel like she didn't belong anywhere. She was stuck between her past and whatever future she was trying to build. When Dirty Laundry was released, it sparked a storm of reactions. Fans and media tried to figure out who the abusive ex was. A lot of people assumed it was her ex-fiancé, Roy Williams, but he quickly denied that, posting on Twitter that he wasn't the man Kelly was singing about. He also pointed out that she had been in other relationships before him, and he didn't want people spreading false stories that could hurt his name. People had also long wondered if Kelly and Beyoncé's friendship was genuine or just for show. This song gave fans a peek into that complex dynamic. Even though Kelly talked about feeling distant at times, she never stopped showing love and respect for Beyoncé. That honesty made people see their bond in a new light. Real, imperfect, but rooted in something strong. Critics praised Kelly for opening up. Jared Kennedy from the Los Angeles Times said Dirty Laundry was her most honest work yet. It showed she was finally stepping out from under Beyoncé's spotlight and becoming her own artist. HuffPost called the song powerful and important, saying it delivered a message that needed to be heard. Charlie Penn from Essence wrote that the track could speak to women facing similar pain. He said it might give them the courage to walk away from harmful relationships and start over, just like Kelly did. Kelly later told Billboard that it took days to finish recording the song because of how emotional it was. She couldn't fake her way through the pain. She had to work through it in real time. Her songwriter said the goal was to show the world who Kelly really was beneath the image, and Dirty Laundry did exactly that. Renato Ani from Pitchfork praised Kelly for showing real emotion while still holding on to her strength. He said Dirty Laundry wasn't just a confession, it was her way of bouncing back. Jenna Halle Rubenstein from MTV agreed, saying it must have been hard to put everything out there, but doing so may have been the start of true healing. She respected Kelly's honesty and the courage it took to speak so openly. Not everyone reacted the same way. Some listeners found the song uncomfortable to hear because it hit close to home. It made many reflect on their own experiences, and some were shocked by how much Kelly had kept hidden for so long. Others felt sad learning what she had gone through in silence. But no matter what people thought, one thing stood out. This song opened up a bigger conversation. People started talking more about domestic violence, why victims often stay quiet, and how powerful it can be when someone speaks up. Kelly's voice turned into more than just music. It became a way to raise awareness. Her honesty helped others feel less alone. And just when fans thought they had heard the most painful parts of her story, something else surfaced. In 2019, Matthew Knowles, Beyoncé's father and former manager of Destiny's Child, made a disturbing claim. He said both Kelly and Beyoncé had been taken advantage of when they were still underage. According to him, back in the early 2000s during a tour, two adult members of the R&B group Jagged Edge behaved inappropriately toward Kelly and Beyoncé, who were only 16 at the time. Matthew said the girls called him scared and upset. Without hesitating, he had the two men removed from the tour bus while they were in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That claim shook fans and added a painful new layer to Kelly's journey. Neither of the men accused, nor Beyoncé or Kelly, have spoken publicly about the situation. The silence left people with more questions than answers. That same year, Beyoncé cleared up an old misunderstanding. Back in 2001, fans thought Kelly might have been high during an interview because she looked dazed and tired. But Beyoncé said the group had been working non-stop, doing 16 hours of interviews without food or rest. Kelly wasn't under the influence, she was just completely drained. More recently, Kelly faced another kind of controversy. She commented under a post by Chris Brown, congratulating him on a record-breaking release. She simply wrote, "Love you," but the backlash was immediate. Around that time, Chris Brown had dropped a song called Need a Stack, which included the lyric, "Only want black girls with the nice hair." Many people saw the line as colorist and offensive. Because of that, Kelly's comments started trending. People thought she was supporting the lyric, even though she had no idea what. The song said. Some brought up old claims about Chris Brown allegedly refusing entry to dark-skinned women at clubs. A few even mocked Kelly, suggesting she wouldn't have been allowed into his VIP section because of her hair, implying she didn't meet his standard of nice hair. Kelly later explained that she hadn't listened to the song when she commented. She was in Australia at the time and just wanted to send a quick congrats. She made it clear she doesn't stand behind the lyric or anything that promotes colorism. She also reminded people that all hair is good hair and called out how dangerous those kinds of comments can be, especially in the Black community. She used the moment to speak out against judgment and assumptions. Kelly said it was a tough lesson in how quickly things can blow up online and how people often don't stop to ask questions. But she didn't let the situation break her. Instead, she took responsibility and made her stance clear. She doesn't support colorism in any form. Soon after, Kelly got caught up in a lighter situation. She gave a shout out to Netflix's Building the Band, a show where musicians form groups without ever meeting in person. She loved the idea so much that she joked she was salty. She hadn't thought of it first. Some people were into the concept and found it creative, while others weren't convinced that real chemistry could form without face-to-face interaction. Kelly didn't bother with the criticism. She kept it positive and focused on what made the show fresh and different. But peace didn't last long. A scammer on Instagram made a fake account pretending to be both Kelly and Beyoncé. They sent messages to fans asking for money. One message even claimed that Kelly had lost her credit card and needed help buying a plane ticket, and added that Beyoncé would show up too if fans sent money. Kelly wasn't having it. She posted the message on her Instagram story to warn people. She even laughed a little at the scammer's spelling mistake, using plane instead of plane. But she took the situation seriously. Some fans said they had received similar messages and were thankful she spoke out before anyone got tricked. Shortly after that, the Destiny's Child trio, Kelly, Beyoncé, and Michelle Williams, were spotted together at a Broadway show supporting Michelle. It was a rare public moment that showed their bond was still strong, but the timing got extra attention because Michelle had recently testified in a federal case involving Diddy. Once known for hosting wild industry parties, Diddy is now facing serious charges, including trafficking. As the case unfolds, people are taking a second look at celebrities who once attended his events, including Beyoncé. Some are questioning the clean image she's maintained all these years. Stories have resurfaced about how Beyoncé was always positioned as the star of Destiny's Child, even if it meant pushing Kelly and Michelle to the side. Now, with new lawsuits coming out, Kelly sharing her past pain, and Michelle getting involved in court cases,